Oh, good evening, everybody. Steve, you're getting everybody hyped up in the comments, and whenever you're ready, you just give me the cue, buddy.
You just go. Let's go.
Let's go.
You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Rafael LEAO produces a moment of utter magic.
Kessie, e dai gol!
Teo Hernandez al volo! Teo Hernandez, ancora lui, una meraviglia! Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic, fuori classe assoluto!
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another episode 211, TVP of Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, a very interesting week for beloved Milan. And will Stevie P dance as Gasparini Milan? And well, we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Welcome, everybody. Stevie P, Vinny T, always here faithfully every single Monday night. Steve, 211. Is that even... If we have to count all the original ones, what are we, like probably 400? But you guys, you're the one to make it happen. Thank you very much for joining, subscribing, liking, and just wanted to welcome everyone. Look at Sabrina. Oh, they're already starting, Steve. They're already starting in the...
Laying down the law. Sabrina, laying down the law.
And Sabrina...
Antelope in check.
And don't forget Sabrina and to the First Lady of Philadelphia. We're going to have a Patreon, what would you call it, Steve? Ladies' Night. Ladies' Night. We'll definitely have a special. We have 2 weeks off coming up. Steve, how was your week? until we get into housekeeping stuff. But how was your week, Stevie P?
Very busy week. Very busy.
Very busy week, not as busy as Presidente. We'll only, wish that we could get to that level over there. But let's get into it, Stevie P. We have a lot of things to talk about, and into the sorry guys, I'm getting some breaking news, Steve. I think we have right now live our correspondent live from Philadelphia. Here he is, David. I believe we have some breaking news. Let me make sure here what's going on. David, I believe that you are live in the lounge of the garage. I believe you wanted to speak to us about the Scudetto bus that you were talking about yesterday. What is this breaking news, David? And welcome.
Well, Vinny, thank you so much for having me, guys. It's great to see you. You two are beautiful as always here, and I can't wait for ladies' night.
Hold on. Before you go on, you don't think I'm gonna have you on and I'm gonna not make fun of you? You're actually home now, like you're in your own residence. You're in your own
office. I'm calling you guys from my office.
Okay,
here.
Just checking, guys. Because the Fanta family has many offices, guys.
He did tell me that they're only home for 2 weeks, Steve.
I always work remotely. So
and the first lady is with you in the same household.
She's upstairs, actually. We can test what the delay is on the show. She could stomp her feet, and 10 seconds later we'll hear it. So
the palace, it's true.
Yes,
the palace,
exactly.
And it is not the Fantas, it's the Fantas.
I almost wrote Fanta,
Dave.
But I didn't want to give people the wrong impression,
Okay. So, like, you have some
there
breaking
she goes.
news.
She's stomping on the ceiling.
So, this is the Scudetto bus from last year. I believe that you've...
No, this is a new one. This is a new one here that you're seeing here. Yeah, this is a special updated model. Last year's bus, we had a couple problems, as I think everybody knew. It did not quite last as long as I had predicted it would, and I took it fairly and everything. I knew it was a long shot, but it was still a fun ride. But last year's bus, the fuel efficiency was absolutely terrible because the thing was so damn heavy. So we had to get rid of some additional weight, and some of that, we had to replace some of the parts, like Gigio Donnarumma with instead of like an original part, we replace it exactly bigger and better. We had to replace it with an aftermarket upgrade. So we got something for cheaper. That's a higher performance in our Magic Mike himself. We have an enhanced gearbox this year in Sandro Tonali, so he's going to keep shifting those gears. He's going to be bringing us up the pitch. But, guys, you got to be careful here because we're hearing some noise, hearing some squeaking, and I think the transmission might go any day, just like Frank Kessie. So you got to be real careful, and you got to watch out for him because if we have to replace that, I think we're going to have some big problems. But
so that's why it's still parked at the mechanics right now.
It's still parked at the shop right now. Yeah, we have a couple last minute upgrades that we're doing. A whole bunch of James Bond stuff like smoke screen, ejector seat for anybody that gives us a hard time. We have oil slick. And I'm going to need an autopilot so that I can drink and drive without actually drinking because, that's...
It is still an all-inclusive bus drive.
Angie just sent me that she's ordered the mimosa fountain. There's a mimosa fountain in the bus, so that's great.
There's probably a chocolate fountain too, so we'll see. It's food and drink for everybody.
So to guys like Stevie P that last year, he was not interested in buying a ticket. I don't know if he was interested, but he was just there sitting on the couch. I was starting to go over. What do you have to say to guys like Stevie P for this new and improved Scudetto bus?
Well, as you can see, it's much bigger this year, right? So we added 2 additional lengths to it. So there's room for everybody. And I can guarantee by midway through the season, we're going to have a lot of people filling this bus and maybe even some bandwagoners as well, but the seats always go first and, first choice to the people that have been here the entire time, the people that have, enjoyed the banter era as much as we have, the people that have been here week in and week out. Angie is actually taking applications for the hospitality team. And so there are 3 criteria. You guys send in your resumes and everything, but you have to have 100% positivity. No negative Nellies on this bus ever. It's a cheerleader's bus. That's it. That's what we do.
No Twitter then. No Twitter.
You're out, Steve. Sorry.
I'm out.
We could strap you to the top though, like vacation or something. So it's no problem. The other is you have to have at least a minimum of 1 class in bartending or better yet certification. And the third criteria is you got to know when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them, and you got to know to tell people when to F off. So that's kind of the thing. But she is accepting applications. Reach out to her on Twitter, and I'm sure that she will accept any applications that come through to her.
We all have to sing Pioli's on fire.
Absolutely.
In the bus, right?
Absolutely. Okay. There's a PA system and everything. So we got a couple more weeks in the shop, though. We're not putting it on the road yet. Got to do some last minute things, some graphics. We'll do a couple final tune-ups and maybe some secret modifications. But all in all, I think we'll be ready to go in a couple of weeks.
All right. So
and the funny thing is, we're thinking about putting this thing together. And last year I was all excited, all gung ho about it. And it was almost kind of, it was one of those things. It's like you knew it wasn't going to happen, but we still did it for fun and everything. Now, I don't know. It feels a little different this year. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, this is kind of a joke, but is it really? So we'll see where we end up in a couple of weeks at the midway point of the season, and take it from there, man.
All right. So thank you to our Philadelphia correspondent, Presidente himself, Stevie P, for giving us the update on the Scudetto bus. It's doing a fine tuning right now, checking the spark plugs. It's still in the garage. It's not ready to go, but it's getting ready for the long haul. And let's see what we go from over there. David, always show off your shirt, plug yourself. Look at that. Look at that beautiful Milan Club World. Milan Club Philly. You can't get better than that shirt. I actually have that shirt here. But Dave, always thank you very much. World traveler. We live vicariously through you, do we not, Steve?
Obviously.
Say hi to the First Lady. Thank you for joining us and give us an update. And we'll check in on the Scudetto bus maybe in a couple of months.
Guys, and go buy the T-shirts at Milan Club World.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thanks for always repping us. We so greatly appreciate it. I love seeing the scarf in the background every week. You guys are the best, and we can't wait to see you again.
We shall see you soon, Philly, and go organize your next trip over there if it's not done already.
Got it.
Ciao, buddy.
Cheers. Ciao.
So Stevie P, the bus, it's getting prepared. It's getting prepared, and but he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to be overzealous on this point here. So great to talk to Dave of Milan Club Philly. I saw a couple of tweets, and we're having some fun, and that's what it's all about, is it not? Stevie P, before we get into it, Milan Club members to all the people that have joined this year, that are planning to join. And we did get a message from one of our Patreon, Erzving, saying, is there any deals coming up, or is there some sort of group chat that I can join? And I'm like, well, wait until we send you that link. But Stevie P, October 15th, 16th, and 17th, any Milan Club members at Evangelistas, 25% off all Milan gear at the regular price. Did you see how Presidente made sure it was like in bold and capitals? Regular price stuff, guys. 15th, 16th, and 17th of October. Keep looking at our Twitter, Facebook. When Facebook is working,
but you have to be members. So
you got to be a member, guys.
This is where we did the little calculation. Guys, I want to thank Evangelista. I want to thank also Presidente and Puma. The zip-ups are in. I'm wearing it now. Thank you to the guys at Evangelista for putting it aside for me, and I was able to purchase this this Friday. Very happy about that. It's a fantastic jacket. It's different than the other years. It's almost like a windbreaker material. It's not the regular zip-up material. Guys, I've never done this before. People are going to maybe think I'm crazy. Guys, first mile. I never knew about this. The actual jacket is made of reusable material.
Really?
Yeah. So that's really cool. I never knew Puma did this. I don't know if it's the first time that they do it, but if you check out puma.com forever better, you see that they used recovered materials. I think this one is made of recovered plastic that they reuse to make this windbreaker material. Really
is that
nice.
the V-shaped one, Steve, or is this the
V?
Very nice. So, guys, stay tuned for all Milan Club members, and we will Presidente will probably let us know if they're able to do it through online, all regular price stuff. Join the club, guys, and get in touch with us, Milan Club Montreal. And we're not going to debate the cost, that $50, the scarf and the discount. There's your $50 right over there. Stevie P, we are in our 40s. We know what it's all about. Happy birthday to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I know he would have preferred to probably celebrate on the pitch, but seeing all the images, seeing all the videos, and to Simone Nobelini, what a great interview, guys. It's all over the social media. It's 35 minutes long. Ibra, Steve, do you find Ibra a bit more humble this year compared to last year? Like, no, like not playing like, I don't want to take a risk, when he was talking or you just find him the same old Ibra?
Same old Ibra.
Jamie, yes, I'm 41. Stevie P just turned 40. So we're fit to play for Milan, right, Steve? We're about the same physical strength as Ibrahimovic.
I can play better than Messias, that's for sure.
It wasn't that bad. We're going to get into it. But happy birthday to Zlatan. And he's saying the fans are smoking that they wanted to see you dance like Gasparini. But to me, it's like you already did it.
Again. I already done it.
You already done it.
I'm not dancing anymore. They got what they deserved. Too bad.
And you danced on the best of occasions when we needed to beat them to do the Champions League. So getting over to it, Steve, supposedly our friend Omar, this was... from the brain of Presidente, said that supposedly this morning he sent him a fax. How about a cartoon on Tonali? I think he got the nose pretty good, did he not, Steve?
Oh, yeah. This is fantastic stuff again. It's really amazing art.
Omar, honestly, we love it.
Every single time, he just amazes me more and more. And some of these caricatures are also moving animations. So if you catch some of his stuff, it's really something else.
Definitely. So thank you to our friend Omar for always these nice cartoons. And he's got his own unique style. I think you could look at any cartoons throughout Twitter, and if you see one of his, you don't need to see his signature there. You know it's him. So keep up the great work. Steve, anything to add into the housekeeping stuff?
Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to a guy who's been on the show multiple times. He actually is embarking on a new adventure. I want to give congratulations to Sandro Grande. A lot of the international people might know he's a Canadian national. Played for our local team here, the Montreal Impact. He's taking on the role of technical director at FC Laval. So that's a new step for him in his career in bringing up the youth of Canada. and Montreal and Laval to another level. So congratulations to Sandro. He announced it, and it was such big news. He brought down Facebook.
So, that's why Facebook went down.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. I'm just, Steve, entertain the masses because I forgot to download one picture while I do this. So we're gonna go straight into anything else to add for the housekeeping.
No,
I think we're all good. So, Steve, we're going to start off to talk about, and there's a reason for me. There's a reason specific that I did not. I had told you that I wanted to maybe go on the game after Champions League, and the reason I didn't go with the Patreon members was that I don't know. To me, it was like I just needed the emotions to get away from this one, and it's been a while that I felt this way. Where, and I put it in the comments, euphoria when that goal was scored from LEAO, and hearing not even 40,000, right? It's even about 35, 37,000, and that euphoria inside of me to have a goal scored after playing so well. And then it just a range of emotions throughout this whole game, right? And I know that we keep on saying for years and years and years that, you know what, win or lose, always give us a great performance. What were your thoughts about this game here? And I know that, UEFA suspended. That's all fine and dandy. They suspended ref and the VAR guy. In the end, we still have no points. So you could have suspended anybody. And chapeau to Salah sausage makers saying, look, he's a human. He made a mistake. Let's move on. But your thoughts about this game?
Yeah, I was pretty pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. What I'm mad about is, I get the whole salchicha maker and coming out and blah blah blah, saying the right stuff there. At a certain point in time, I want to see people pissed off because this has to stop. There's something else that I'm gonna bring up that has to stop, but this has to stop because the financials of this impacts not only Milan, but impacts, the actual players. So I'm talking financials. There's bonuses and there's points and there's money distributed for wins and for points that you accumulate in the group stage, whether you do or you do not get out of the group. Obviously, Milan's goal is to get out of the group. This game was a tale of two halves. The first half, I was very surprised to see that Milan dominated the first half.
Yes, we did.
They dominated the first half. Atletico had no answers. Simeone, I think he got it all wrong with his starting lineup. I don't know if he underestimated Milan, but whatever he did, it wasn't working for them. There's two things here, and we're not going to spend a lot of time here.
No, we're going to get into
one. The foul for Kessie's red card is absolutely atrocious. It's stupid. If we're going to be giving yellow card, and the ref needs to understand, and I've said this 100 times, tell me that Kessie is not on a yellow and he gets a yellow for that tackle, I get it. You want to stop it. But the ref has to understand this guy is on a yellow card. There's a lot. He has to understand the situation. If he doesn't understand the situation of the game, then he should not be reffing. Because the players are on adrenaline. He did not go there to hurt him. He was on a yellow card. He picks up this card now. People, I saw people. Kessie should understand. You put yourself in Kessie's shoes after being a year and somewhat without fans and without Champions League. You're gonna make some of these strange.
And he's never been reckless, Steve. As Kessie, I never got those comments.
It's not the point. It's okay. Go check. If this is gonna change the game, you, Mr. Ref, and you, Mr. VAR guy, check, just check, because this changed the whole game. It forced Milan out of that attacking pressing system and into a defensive shell. And guys, when you say it changes the game, he changed the game once.
The same thing happened to Tonali, and there wasn't even not even a card to. So if you're gonna call everything, you're gonna be like that. Just but be consistent.
We always say that be consistent and call everything or don't call nothing. That's not the way football works. That's not the way soccer works. The ref has one job. stay out of the headlines. That's all his job is.
So help me understand, Steve. Help me understand. Forget the Kessie thing. Help me understand that penalty in the end. Help me understand how
it's not. It's the wrong call. But that's what I just told you. The ref has one job.
How did they go to replay? How did they go to replay and not like?
Because replay and VAR in Serie A, in and around the leagues, in Champions League is done wrong. It's done wrong. At a certain amount of time, and if you take the NFL, for example, under 2 minutes, there's not a challenge. A coach cannot make a challenge. It comes from the booth.
Okay.
In football, it's a decision. Someone had to tell him, hey, you got to come and look at this. Now, if someone told him, hey, you have to come and look at this, and he doesn't go look at it, well, then we have a serious problem.
And, again, okay, yeah, so they recognize it's suspended. In the end, these mistakes from these referees could cost us, right? How many millions of euros, Steve? And how do
it's going to cost us maybe getting out of the group.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that, and we're going to talk about it because it's going to go in the questions after. But in the end, did you like the overall performance? Definitely did not deserve to lose that game, especially.
I have nothing to say about the performance because I would have liked to see the game play out the way it was supposed to be played, and then I was going to probably like the performance. In the end, we had to defend. We conceded a goal on a stupid occasion for Griezmann. I don't think he should have ever been that alone. No. But once you're defending for more than half the game,
do you blame Romagnoli on that one?
Not really. I don't blame anybody. There were 10 people behind the ball for more than 60 minutes. So.
People were saying, "Oh, Romagnoli, you can't caught sleep." I'm like, "What? Why don't you defend the way they defended for like? What time did he get the red card, Steve? 28 minutes,
somewhere around that 30 minutes."
So in the end, and I don't think Romagnoli's played bad in every single game that we've seen him. But the end, no, it wasn't fair, and you can call suspensions on refs and this and that, but in the end, it's like, what do we have? It's too late, right? So we are going to talk about after Champions League again because we do have questions relating to it. But Steve, let's talk about this Atalanta game yesterday, 2:45. Gasperini, our favorite, one of our favorite enemies since all those shenanigans that he's pulled. But I wanted to read out to you, Steve, a couple of things that I got from Sports Media Set. A couple of things that talking about some stats. So here we go. So this is, sorry guys, I'm reading Italian, trying to translate at the same time. This is the second time in the 3-point era that Milan will get almost 20 points since no, sorry, is this it? No, this is the wrong one. All right, sorry. Milan has got 19 points in this championship, equalizing the best start in the 3-point era from starting in 7 games since 2003-2004 when we won the Scudetto. It has been since January that Atalanta against Lazio hadn't lost at home by 3 goals. This is crazy, Steve. This is the first time that we've had successful victories over Atalanta in their house since 2013. So we never had like the best of luck against Atalanta. Sandro Tonali is the youngest midfielder with at least 2 goals in this championship. Guess who's the first one, Steve? Brahim Diaz. Diaz with 3 goals. And he's scored 2 goals in his 7 presences. All these great stats, guys. If you guys take a look at the Sports Media Set at the end, all these different types of stats, but it's crazy, Steve. We hadn't beaten Atalanta twice back to back at their home since 2013, and I felt that when we watched the game, we're a couple of guys at the bar, and the scoreline does not reflect our performance because we completely dominated Atalanta, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I don't know about you, Steve.
I felt more comfortable than I have in a long time playing Atalanta, just because I know they have some injuries, and I think Gasperini is losing the team. I go back to the 5-0. I said it. go back. Everybody likes to go back when I'm wrong. I said he danced at 5-0. The soccer gods will come back. The soccer gods come back all the time. They may not come back the next week. They may not come back the next month, but eventually they will come back. So for Gasperini, and now I'm gonna tip my hat to Pioli. I think maybe he was forced because Giroud wasn't available and Ibrahimovic was not available. He could have tried the Pellegrini up front, but he's stuck again with Rebic up front, and I think Rebic doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He doesn't show up at the score sheet. He's gonna get a 6 every single time
doesn't stop.
Yeah, but he doesn't stop. And for the people, they want to compare Rebic, LEAO. Again, the same way LEAO played at a position last year is what Rebic is doing this year. And the difference is Rebic up there is clumsy, is lost at times, but he doesn't stop working. He made Atalanta's defenders go really shit crazy. Crazy.
It was a lot of people like to just judge players on goals scored and performances, and looking at the players, I found that seeing Kier back, Kajar, sorry, felt good to see him back. Mike Manjone, as you like to call him, Steve, stood on his head a couple of times, but nobody, I think, was expecting, of all people, Calabria to score 30 seconds in. A great feeling to start off, and I don't know what it is about this team, Steve, and I think I'm going to say the exact same thing you said. I wasn't as nervous at the other games. We're believing we could win. We know we can win. And look at Calabria saying, no, we are the best team in Serie A. When was the last time a Milan player said something like that, right? And it's good to hear that confidence, and with a half a team, Steve.
Yeah, with injuries, and I want to give, as much as I give Fubu a hard time, I'm going to give them some credit this time around. The announcer, his name escapes me, but if you watched it on Fubu, I was talking with Francis this morning just about the game. We didn't have a chance to talk yesterday. Francis is the snake, the Interist, and I tip my hat to the Fubu. They noticed something right away. They noticed a different Theo, a different positioning for Theo. And you got to tip your hat to Pioli. If you guys have a chance, if you do have Fubu, go rewatch the game, and you'll be able to see what the actual analyst was talking about. And you know what? He's 100% right. Theo was a little bit in a different position, and that caused some great movement on his part in the first goal. And when your left back is assisting your right back on the first goal, you can't ask for a better start.
A great thread on Twitter, Steve Rohit, I believe his name is, and he was just trying to analyze the game itself and like different positioning. And Theo's name came out, and Steve, for me, I think the fact that I saw they gave him an 8 out of 10, and I'm sorry, I don't know if it's the fact that throwing himself on the floor, and maybe I'm blind, but the third goal, Steve, he was trying to go in by himself, and in the end, it's like the way it came out. You don't think you should have passed away before?
The third goal, Rebic loses the ball cheaply in the midfield.
No, the third goal when he came up, right, and he passed it out to LEAO, where Messias just stood to avoid the offside. Milan's third goal. I just felt that, and we were looking. Forget the times that he threw himself on the floor or whatever, but that third goal, if you guys rewatch it, he's just looking to do everything himself, and in the end, it doesn't look like he was planning to pass it that way. And do you think he merited an 8 out of 10?
Well, I don't look at really the ratings. I just judge by what I see. Look, Gazzetta never gave anybody Pippo Inzaghi had a tripletta in the Champions League, and they were scared to give him higher than a 7. You understand? So I'm not going to take the ratings there. I think Theo had a good game. I think that's the type of game that works for him, where it's fast paced, it's up and down. There's not too much on that right hand side that was troubling them, so he was free to do his thing. He's that type of player. You're gonna live and you're gonna die by what he's gonna do for us. So this game against Atalanta, I think he was good. I want him to stop throwing himself on the floor because I think he'll gain more credibility, and with that credibility, he's going to become a better player. He's going to win free kicks justly in very dangerous positions. And that's going to only benefit Milan, right? In the end, I don't care if it's Theo Hernandez. I don't care if it's Salchicha Maker. I just want to win. And what they did against Atalanta, which, for me, again, unpopular opinion to the Atalanta folks out there, but I think the dream for Atalanta is coming to an end. It's getting hard for them to sell their players and replace them with the quality that they had. You're seeing it this year. Maybe it's going to change. I'm not counting them out because they're able to make that move and that shift. We saw it last year. But this Atalanta against Milan looked like they were in trouble.
Definitely did from over there. Steve, we spoke about the refereeing decisions, about these ones here, and I'm really trying to look at the other side of the coin. What were your thoughts on, we saw all the GIFs on Twitter showing the angle where, it hits the leg. And now supposedly somebody said, no, according to the new rules of Serie A, even though it hits the leg first and goes up, it's supposed to be a penalty. That's fine. Looked like on the second goal of Atalanta, looked like there was a foul on Messias, maybe 50-50. But a lot of people blame Messias on those two plays. For me, I just found it that we came out with a great win, even though the score does not reflect the actual effort. And people want to shit on Messias, where if it wasn't his awareness staying there and going off that offside, that goal went in for LEAO. And on the second goal of Atalanta, it was Rebic that mishandled the ball, and he tracked back to try to defend. So what are your thoughts on those two episodes?
I just don't think that he's the solution that we thought he was going to be. And people, they're gonna say it the way it is. Some people are gonna like it, some people are not. Are you gonna pick something negative out of this? Yeah, I could pick something negative. We need a right wing.
You're gonna say that after one game?
I'm gonna say that if you haven't played and you understand at 30-something years old, coming from Crotone, and suiting up for AC Milan, that you have to be razor sharp every single time, maybe you don't belong on my team.
I'm not ready to give up on this guy yet. I liked what I saw, and we all have our opinions.
The thing is, it's fine. It's just not the signing that people were looking for. So yes, people are going to they're going to dissect everything. His best play was not touching the ball. That's a problem, Vinny.
I'm with you on that one, but I think people were a lot too harsh.
Tracking back. Yeah, but they're going to be harsh. You have no choice. If you tie this game, you throw away. Okay, let's. Unfortunately, we can't do nothing about the ref.
No,
this is SERIEA.
But what's wrong? What's wrong in saying, "Hey guys, what a great game, Messias, man. You gotta get better this, but great 3 points." No, the only thing I saw sometime on Twitter we just beat Atalanta, convincingly, and the only thing people are talking about how shitty Messias was. Come on, guys, I don't know.
But that's the mentality that we have to take back now. I'm done with the Messiases and the Salchicha makers. I love them, but Salchicha maker in this game screws up 2-3 golden opportunities.
Yeah, he does.
They're not gonna talk about Salchicha maker because we've learned to like Salchicha maker. I like him. I like his work rate. He's not the right wing that's gonna bring us to that next level.
So when he gets on, right? But when he does it, he gets on. Like, where's that Salamakers that we saw a couple of games ago that he thought it was Messi in the midfield?
But that's the consistency that we're looking for. Now you bring in Messias, and you take out Brahim Diaz and you put him there. So obviously he's not your right wing solution anymore. So people are going to say, okay, he's the replacement of Brahim Diaz. If Brahim Diaz gets hurt, knock on wood, we're in some really serious shit. Whether you want to blame it or not.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'm not saying we're in serious shit because we've seen stuff come out of players that we never known about before. So I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to say we're in shit after one game.
You have to understand that you are playing at Milan, Every single thing you do, and this has been banter year, the 90s, is under a microscope, a complete microscope. And it's multiplied 150 times because of social media. So you cannot have a game like that where we want you to contribute. His best thing would have been to not be involved in any plays. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen, and he has no control over that. But the plays that he was involved in, he didn't do his job.
We'll agree to disagree. We shall see what happens in the next couple of games.
There's agreeing to disagreeing, and then there's facts. Against Duvan Zapata, if he kicks that ball out, what happens?
Understandably, but
he's the professional, not me, right?
But Steve, we can criticize a player 100%. But I think the criticism that's coming, you're criticizing him in like with respect and intelligence, but shit on a player to say that this guy is shit and he's not going to bring us anywhere. I think that's too harsh.
It's too far. But again,
we did LEAO for 3 years, did we not?
We did, but that's not the same type of player.
True.
That's not the same type of player.
Speaking of players, for our friends at Milan Post, Steve, who are your? Let's go with your top of the game. Who was your tops of the game?
I'm gonna give the top of the game. I think LEAO was by far the best player on the pitch.
So even though that little stupid yellow card in the end, that's just forgot about that one. Definitely the best player on the pitch.
I'm not gonna nitpick. I've nitpicked on him for much worse than a stupid yellow card at the end of the game. I think he has grown a lot, actually. Sometimes, again, I see the things that he's doing. It's like, why would you do that? But in the end, it's working out for him. What I like is the smile is back, but really back, not the fake smile. And he's contributing, he's scoring goals, he's dangerous, he's causing a lot of problems for people on that left-hand side. I can't really give him anything else but the top.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with our fellow Canadian from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Tomori, what a beast he was in this game. He's just all over the place. What a defensive player, and just seems to be. Kudos to Magic Mike as well, because he stood on his head in those first 20 minutes when they got a couple of shots. But Tomori is just becoming a pillar of our defense, and I have no idea how Chelsea let him go for. What did we get him for, Steve? 25?
Yeah, this guy's Chelsea has 100 players.
I gotta, yes, we could talk about Tonali, we could talk about LEAO, but for me, Tomori was just what a beast. Definitely what a beast. Hardest ones to go. How about your flops, Steve?
The Salchicha Maker was not good. Too many blown opportunities. Looked confused in the final third again. I don't know why you're playing with the same three guys again. It's not like we're changing things up on you. I just didn't think he was good. I really think we have a problem on the right-hand side. Again, it's not on him. I mean, he will grow. He will continue to grow. But it's not enough. It's not enough, and I think in the end, it might cost us some games.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Alexi. We love you. Yes, definitely.
Special mention to everybody who had where everybody started to cry and everybody had a hard time digesting Frank Kessie, and now Frank Kessie pulls out one of his best performances of the year, and no one wants to talk about Frank Kessie
because people all of a sudden it's like, well, he doesn't want. I'm going to shit on him. Kessie played a good game. This one here. But I think he's played to the level that we're expecting him to play. And for me, it's just that I just need him to be on. I need him to be on, Steve. I need him to be on, because if he's not going to be on, we need to get rid of him in January. There's no other choice, because even if it's 5 million, right, it's better than nothing. So we'll see. We'll see about that. It just looks like Milan Twitter just likes to pick on somebody and shit on them. But unfortunately, they can't shit on the player respectfully and just give like the way you shot on Tonali the first game. You were just shitting on a performance. You weren't shitting on the person himself. People don't seem to realize the differences between both of them. Any Any Steve, any closing comments on this game? Happy with the performance? I know we have another, obviously, 2 weeks off. Going back to, and we do have next game, Steve. If I'm mistaken, we have. Let me just pull them up now. And we're joking around that I think we have Torino, we have lower tier teams, and it's like, no, these are the games that you think you're going in with your head up high, and it's like, no, these are the ones that you need to rack up those points, Steve. Because look at Napoli, right? And we're gonna, yes, Verona. I know not. And then we have Torino. There's one team in between there, but you need to rack up those points because, and we're gonna get into the Serie A discussion, but we need to rack up those points even after 2 weeks off. Correct?
Yeah, they have to keep pace with Napoli, and that's the goal, right? That has to be the goal. Again, for me, top 4 is again the goal, but if I want to be greedy and get on the bus, I want the Scudetto, and I'm not gonna lie. For me, that's a successful season. Top 4 is being happy that we have stability, but Scudetto is for me 2 things. One, it stops the Snakes from getting their second star before us. 2, it ties us with the Snakes. And 3, it proves my point that Napoli, Roma, Lazio, Atalanta just didn't want to invest and didn't take their opportunity to win the Scudetto before the 2 Milanese clubs were reborn.
Exactly. Going over to Steve, a boring Serie A, right? Where it's a farmers league. There's no goals scored or anything like that. But Cagliari, Venezia 1-1. I don't know if you have anything to talk about this one here. I didn't watch any of this game whatsoever.
No. Unfortunately, we can go to Torino and Juventus.
Well, no, congratulations on Salernitana for your first 3 points.
Yeah.
Genoa just, anyways. But Torino, Juventus, Steve, 0-0 until the 75th minute. And, we did say here 3-4 episodes ago, it's like, guys, stop trashing on Juve. There's somehow, some way they're going to get back, and now they're at 11 points. But did you find that they deserved to win this game?
No.
They got it done.
Yeah, and I'm lucky I have this platform there, so I don't have to exchange stupid WhatsApp messages. So we're having a discussion in the Fantacalcio chat that I'm in, with Dom, the Juvendine, and I'm just telling him this was a gift from Torino. It was a gift because the first half and the second half were absolutely 2 different halves. And Torino, yes, full of injuries, don't have a true striker. But again, that's not anybody's problem but Torino. But at a certain point, Torino took the pedal off and let Juve back in this game. But Juve really didn't create much. They didn't really do anything spectacular. And I will still continue to say that Juve has some serious problems. And it's not Allegri's fault. It's management's fault. And if this would be Milan, it would be all over the newspapers, but it's not. They're celebrating Juventus and celebrating Chiesa, and Chiesa, justly so, needs to be celebrated. But the root of the problem is they don't create enough. No one's scared to play Juve anymore. And we saw it even Torino in a derby. What pissed me off is Juric, someone who's tosto, he really wants to go at it. And he did, but then, guys, he went into this defensive shell for no reason. Because Juve wasn't creating anything.
We might get a point out of this one. Let's defend.
They were happy with a point, but you cannot go into a derby that you haven't won and who knows how long, and and be scared against probably the weakest Juve that we've seen in the past 10 years.
And this is the team that beat Chelsea 1-0 in the Champions League.
Yeah, and that's just Serie A and the way that the clubs work when they play in Champions League. You catch someone tactically and you surprise them, and they surprised Chelsea. But guys, I'm just arguing with Juventini constantly because, guys, I get you love Juve the same way I myself love Milan. But at a certain point, take the black and white glasses off and realize that you have a problem. But the automatic argument is, oh, but Juve won't go through a 10-year banter era. But no kidding, Juve won't go through a 10-year banter era. They're owned by the Agnelli family. They give jobs to the entire country of Italy. Everybody's scared of them. Gazzetta won't write anything negative. Corriere dello Sport won't write anything negative. Tutto Sport is actually Tutto Juve.
Pretty much.
So it's only normal.
Only LEAO Gol is going to make fun of you.
Yeah, they're going to make fun of them. But, that's what pisses me off, is that I'm not saying they're going to go through a banter era. And it's very easy for Juve to come out of this because they have the financial backing. They just constantly inject money. Is it a good formula for a club? I don't think so. But in the end, for the past nine years, it's worked out for them. They've been doing something right. I'll give them that much. But when things are going wrong and your team is not at the livello of Juventus that you're able to see, take the black and white glasses off. And guys, let's get a bit serious and talk soccer. Talk like football.
It's like if us, after Le Senatori retired, and us was like, no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. At one point, maybe you want to believe that, but then it's like, okay, put your big pants on and just look what's going on the pitch. And did we expect 10 years? Obviously not, but be realistic, right? Being realistic, Hakan goes out, they score. I have no idea how Handanovic did not get a red card on that play there, Steve. Do you have any explanation? Sassuolo, Inter 2-1. It was just funny how, Donnarumma started this weekend, gets 2 goals. They lost to Rhein. Anyways, and Hakan gets subbed off, and 30 seconds later they score. But can you explain Handanovic, Steve? He definitely kind of blocked him, right? Even though touching or not touching, it's like he has no business being there.
He had no business being there, and Consigli had no business being there on Dzeko. There was absolutely no reason. That's goaltending error 101. I get he was committed to coming out Consigli, but at a certain point, you have to realize who's in front of you. It's Dzeko, and he's not going to beat you with pace. And at the angle that he was at, it was going to take a wonder strike for him to score. Why he touched him, I have no idea. But I think, I joked and said, "Oh, Consigli must be on the payroll for Inter," but Inter doesn't pay their players, so that couldn't be possible. And that's how you get a 2-1 win for Inter. But the champions, you have to give them credit because they didn't really do a lot. I think Inzaghi is getting it wrong with Hakan. I don't know if him and Pioli and everybody who actually has Hakan in their team, guys, it's okay to sit him. I get that, it might screw him up a bit, but it's okay because we said it after the first game. Let's talk about what Hakan has done for you in January. And I bet you, we all said, I bet you that your positivity will not be that positive once we hit January. There's going to be another high. And we're going to, as Milan fans, we're going to expect, Hakan is the best, the next coming of the trequartista for Inter. But it's going to go back down again, guys, because that's just the type of player that he is. And unfortunately, you're stuck with him for quite a long time.
Yes, they are. And Steve, to our friend Jerry Mancini, how do you, of Bologna, who was expecting this one?
Losing. It's a trap game. It's a trap game, Vinny.
Wow.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this at all.
You come off a high in the Derby della Capitale, beating Rome, and you get surprised by Bologna. And I think Bologna saved Mihailovic's job for another couple of weeks. But Lazio can't have that. Lazio can't have and I'm not taking the excuse of Jerry posted that's how much Ciro Immobile means to Lazio. Hey, that's not my problem. If you guys can't figure it out against Bologna,
they just took 6 goals from Inter.
Exactly. So there's something that's going wrong at Bologna. If you can't figure that out, good that it happened to Lazio, because every other team now is saying, well, Bologna beat Lazio 3-0. Maybe we should get a little bit up for this game.
Steve, somebody wrote on Twitter, I don't remember who it was, and they said, here's a game where you have a team like Spezia that gives a hard time to Milan, beats Juventus, and then gets trashed 4-0 by Verona. He goes, I love Serie A. And look at how many goals that we've had in these series of game here, Steve. But Verona beating Spezia 4-0. Sampdoria Udinese 3-3. I caught a little bit of this game, a lot of back and forth, and Udinese tied it up in the end there. Yes. Do you have anything from these games here? You want to straight into the Fiorentina Napoli?
Yeah, I'll be very honest with you. I just saw the quick highlights there.
Yeah,
Spezia was Spezia and back to regular Spezia. Sampdoria and Udinese was pretty exciting. I have to say, it looked like the two guys when Quagliarella gets on the score sheet, Candreva scores for Sampdoria. I just don't know what Sampdoria's project is, and I can't figure it out. But now with Ciccio Caputo there from signing in from Sassuolo, maybe they have their next senior citizen. Senior citizen striker.
He's still playing. Good
I
for
don't know.
him.
He's still playing. Good for him.
Yeah. Steve, how good are Napoli?
I think they're gonna go down. I said it again. I think
there's a difference between them. They've started off strong before, right? Am I wrong? And I know a lot of people were writing about how better they've been on fixed on free kicks and on dead balls. And I know there's been penalties, whatever, but Osimhen seems like the real deal. And do you consider them a Scudetto threat, or do you see them as the same Napoli as you've seen in the past years?
Until we reach game 10, no one's a Scudetto threat for me. Everybody is equal playing field. So many things can change after week in, week out. Look at Lazio. Now Napoli has a tough test against Roma. That's going to be a game once we get back from this stupid international break. Fiorentina, they've been in good form, and Napoli beats Fiorentina. So
Fiorentina had chances. They had chances to maybe tie it up there in the end, but Napoli just held strong. But
Dragoschi was on fire for Fiorentina. He made some big saves too. He stopped Insigne on a penalty. Of course, Insigne killing my Fantacalcio.
Yeah, Insigne too. And then he was mad, right? He's like, "What else do I need to do over here? Like first, and then who got it there on the side?" But Napoli, like you're saying, maybe we'll take a look at winter, see what happens to Napoli. But can't wait till Milan play Napoli, because that should be a very interesting game, especially for both on the up and up.
Yep.
Mourinho with Roma 2-0, nothing to write home about here. You were expecting a win, especially after losing to Lazio.
They were gonna bounce back.
They were definitely gonna bounce back. I don't know if Zaniolo got hurt in this game, or was it this game that he got hurt in? I was just watching back and forth a little bit because at the bar there was both games being played on. But again, back on track for Roma. Milan, obviously, with the score not matching up to the actual result. But an exciting Serie A, right, Steve? The Farmers League, the boring league, as they like to call it. But anyways, Stevie P, let's go to some questions and go back to these beautiful graphics that he did. So I just wanted to read this out, Steve. Ash, one of the latest brand new Patreon member that joined after Mark, Vince, and Kim joined. He's like, asked him, where is he from? He's like, thanks, guys, from Sydney, Australia. My childhood best friend family were Italian, and they were Milanistas, so I followed them because I had no affiliation of my own. Irony is said the best mate started supporting Liverpool in the early 2000s, and after 2005, we had to swap houses for a week. I've been looking for a great Milan podcast in English and for a while, and you lads are what I needed. Looking forward to the ride from here. So thanks to Ash for those great comments. And maybe, Steve, what do you think? They made a bet that it's like if Milan and Liverpool had to swap houses. But thank you to all the brand new ones. And I want to give a shout out, Steve, to Youssef. Poor Youssef. It's been our Patreon member since the beginning, right?
Yeah, day one.
Guys, if you get, God forbid, and we're not gonna wood, God forbid you get hacked, your credit card, this and that. What was Youssef's main concern? Hey guys, I'm sorry, I can't renew for this month. I got hacked. I'm very sorry.
We should be the least of your worries, Yusuf.
Definitely should be the least of worries. But Yusuf, what I'll do is if I do a Patreon special in the next couple weeks, I'll send you the email. I'll send you the email. Don't worry about it, buddy. But made me laugh. Steve, to Kimberini saying, "Ciao ragazzi, is it me or have the referees been against Milan a lot lately? Why do you think that?" And P.S. I'm waiting for my Manscaped package to arrive. So I think it's your first Australian buyer there, Sonny. I don't know, man. You're from Australia, should have bought that Manscaped stuff.
Yeah.
But do you feel, Steve, that they have a lot against us? I know it's easy to say, but talking about what we've seen in the last two games, or is just a fact of coincidence?
I just think it's coincidence. I don't think we're that deep in conspiracy theories to think that they're out for Milan. It happened once in Champions League, now with a Turkish referee, and now in Serie A again with Italian referee. So there's no, unless they both love Juve or Inter, which would be a crazy coincidence. I don't think so. I just think that the refs are under a lot of pressure. I'm not going to deny the fact that they're human. I've always said this, even when I played soccer, the best refs that I had, you never heard from them. They treated the players with respect. Players treated them with respect. And we have to remember, they really get chewed out by the players. And that's something that I wish UEFA, FIFA, and the leagues would stop. I don't think anybody should be able to talk to the referee and influence a decision. Juve players, Chiellini, Bonucci, masters at that. And again, it's part of the game. It's that edge that you need sometimes.
But you will. I'm with you that both referees are against Milan. But I think from the episodes that we've seen in the last two games, for me, not conspiracy, but it's raised an eyebrow. It's like, okay, I don't get, okay, this is the rule, this and that, but no, I'm not gonna jump to conclusions, and we'll see how because why would they want to go against Milan? Like,
yeah, and any fan from any other team could give you video of our penalty shots from last year and say, oh, they're against Spezia, they're against Napoli, they're against Fiorentina. So if we start that, it's better we stop doing the podcast, stop watching Serie A, and take up another sport.
We have Fabio saying, "Hey fellas, we were cruising into the last 20 minutes, but 3 points in the end is all we were looking for. Big goals from Calabria, Tonali, and LEAO. I know after 7 games early, but I feel like this team has Scudetto written all over it. Are you on the Fanta bus? Yes or not until at least 2022. Keep up the great work. Can't wait for the next group therapy. Forza Milan." So Fabio, we did answer your question there at the beginning. So definitely not on. Not even David's on the Fanta bus. He's just doing the. He's doing the tune-up. But Steve, if I, like last year, you never said Scudetto, and I'm never going to take that away from you. But the differences between last year being in first place, right? We had more points, and finishing winter. What differences do you see? Like, if you had to make a prediction about a Scudetto, would you have more faith in this team now, or 7 games in of last year's team? Because we were on fire last year. Let's
I would have to say last year, just because we knew what we had from the year before. There was changes in this year's, and I'm pleasantly surprised that those changes have not affected them as negatively as I thought they were going to be. Having Ibra gone again at the beginning of the year, very early. Bringing in someone with Giroud, and he has his own problems. Kessie coming back, and he has his own problems. A contract renewal drama with Donnarumma, now again with Kessie, and still to be at 19 points after this. It's pleasantly surprising, but in terms of both teams stacking them up, I would have to have said last year. But again, guys, I'm going to say it now. October 4th, Dave was on the show. Steve, myself, and I only speak for myself, will never get on the Scudetto bus until we are crowned champions, or mathematically no one else could catch us. This is just the way I'm built, guys.
I know it's not a bad thing, guys.
I'm not very superstitious, but I am superstitious. And
how about we pick you up? You're our last stop. When we're mathematically clean for the Scudetto, you're our last stop. We'll pick you up on
whatever
the last
stop. I need to bring as the last stop. I will happily get on. I don't care if people say, "Oh, you weren't on from the beginning." I don't care. This is the way I'm made. This is the way I will always be made. I will not change for anybody.
Gio saying, love the picture of Capitan Calabria, because obviously I put the picture for you, Gio. Keep up the great work, guys. I love our young team is growing together. This will make us the team to reckon with the next couple of years. P.S. I'm already on the bus with David, Forza Milan. Gio never asks questions. He just likes to tell us about his feelings, you know. Vinny Mancini saying, Buona giornata. What do you think UEFA hates Milan so much? Examples: financial fair play ruling over the last 5 seasons when other teams had not renewed or treated similar to Milan, Europa League, Arsenal 2019, Man U Europa League 2019, and Atletico Champions League 2021. Prize money for wins, recognition for the club on the global stage, financial power going further in these completions. This is significantly costing us annually, and it drives me crazy that no one is held accountable. What do you think, Steve, there might be different types of treatment to the teams? Is it that maybe Milan until very recently has not been a brand, has not been competing in the Champions League? Why is there maybe different rules? Not that we would know if we would have a rule book and people will tell us exactly what it is, but do you think there's I'm gonna just reread it's like, you know, financial fair play ruling over the last 5 seasons when other teams are not reviewed or treated similar to Milan? He's mentioning Arsenal 2018, Man U 2019, and and Atletico the Champions League in 2021. Guys, Vinny, I wish I could answer you, but I don't know. Is there different criteria for these teams? Why did Milan?
There should not be. But the root of the problem is that financial fair play was flawed to begin with. Financial fair play had loopholes that big money teams could have paid top-notch financial fair play accountants to find those loopholes, and basically you make the people who made the rule of financial fair play look stupid. So they can't say, oh, but you can't do that, but they're going to come back and say, well, yes, I can do that, and then there's a flaw. Instead of being humble about it and saying, look, we made a mistake, okay, you don't get punished this time, we stop this from happening again. They just made it happen again and again and again. What I didn't like is teams like, it's not only Milan, guys. Let's be here. We're talking Serie A too. Inter got it. Roma got it. And Roma caused them a lot of pain. Roma had to sell and is in this situation now because they're one of the only teams that was really hurt by financial fair play and had to sell to try to even the books. They had their own ownership problems. Yes, Don't get me wrong. But a big portion of that is financial fair play forced them to sell players that they cannot come back and replace with quality. You know, Allison being someone. We can go on and on, right?
But you know, 3K brings it up, and it's like, I get the rules, but if Barcelona, or let's say if Barcelona was caught doing what Inter did, the Roma, Milan, why don't they have any of these? Because it's Barcelona. If rules have to be done for rules, like you're saying, like, yeah, they can't even register the debts that they have. They had to leave Messi. But if you've put yourself in this debt, you should be banned from any Champions League because there's no consequences.
On hiatus. There is no fight. It's very funny that we bring this up. Right now, technically, financial fair play doesn't exist.
So why did Barcelona had to Messi?
That's not a financial fair play thing. That's a La Liga thing.
La Liga thing.
That's a La Liga thing. You can't mix both.
That's true. Yeah,
it's very funny that everybody's airing out their dirty laundry when there's no financial fair play.
Or like you said, from that threat, get yourself one of these professional financial advisors or these financial accountants, and you know what, that threat, guys, I think it's one of the comments from the past videos. It was really long, but it really explained it from A to Z, especially on PSG and
Swiss accountants. I think it's Swiss.
I always have great stories. And last but not least, Steve Gillis saying, "Hey guys, big win yesterday. Love beating Gasperini. What the hell has happened to Tonali? It's like someone turned on God mode. Unreal, this kid. Lastly, can Milan make it out of the group in Champions League? They pretty much got to get at least 4 points from next 2 versus Porto, right? Hope Liverpool and Atletico draw twice. Give me some hope, guys. Forza Milan." Steve, to his first question, is what happened to Tonali. somebody tweeted out was like kudos to Maldini to having Tonali play like shit to get a $10 million discount and then unleash him to his full potential. All of that one there. What do you think has happened to him, Steve? You can't grow that much from a player to, like, after a year. Is it that confidence? Is it the...
It's all confidence. It's all psychological. I think playing at the U21, captaining the U21 team, successful in the U21 team, I think that's been a humongous plus for him. I also think that Mancini, unpopular opinion, did him a huge favor and keeping him away from this Wednesday's
he tried to call him
Nation
up,
Leagues. No, there was rumors that it was going to be him, and I think
but the under 21,
he decided on DeMarco. But for him to ride the bench on this Nations League vacation, or actually play U21 that actually means something and try to help them, I think he did them a great favor. That was another chat that we were in. Carlos Sardelli, fellow Milan Club Montreal member, brought that up. So, guys, Tonali was always going to be something that we had to be patient. I know, and I got caught in that too. Last year, I was as patient as I could be. But the first game of the season, guys, and look, Hassan, he said it. He heard Steve's rant. Guys, it was just the truth, man. It was just the truth. He had to take it to another level, and he's taking it to another level. And the fun part with Tonali is not only is he taking it to another level, we still don't know the ceiling. Let's be realistic and stop comparing him to other players. He is just Sandro Tonali. He's not Pirlo. He's not Barella. He's not Locatelli. He's not anybody. He's not Gattuso. He's going to be Sandro Tonali. And right now we're seeing the best of both.
Yeah.
We're seeing the best qualities of all those players that we said, and we don't know what his ceiling is. So right now he's making a really, really tough argument for Pioli to take him out of the starting lineup. Because against Atalanta, not only was he good going forward, he was tremendous going backwards, defending. And, he celebrated his goal as much. He celebrated stopping a goal as much as he did scoring a goal. For me, that really says, he's on another level right now.
Let's finish off with that discussion, Steve. Champions League. Now, people like to say, Atalanta passed with three losses. I honestly think, Steve, the next two games against Porto, you got to win them both. I don't think 4 points would do it if Liverpool beats Atletico twice. But then again, Atletico, what do you think? Do you think we need both 3 points? We need to beat Porto at home and over there?
I think 4 points is good. 6 points is the best, and a favorable result. Hopefully, Liverpool clinching the group right away, so that last match day maybe they throw us a bone, which I doubt they will. And a little biscotto there in the last round would be nice. But we have another game after Porto. I'm not overlooking Porto, guys. They gave Atletico a hard time. Liverpool just owns Porto. Porto has no answer for Liverpool. I think it's like 7 games in a row or 5 games in a row that they beat.
It's like Torino against the Juventus. Steve.
Yeah, 4 goals and plus. So I'm not looking to that. But Milan has to take care of their own business, and I think 2 wins against Porto would be just what the doctor orders and opens up the group very nicely. Then, guys, I don't know if everybody agrees. I really couldn't care less about Europa League. I know it's another way to get into the Champions League, but the way this team is playing, I think
let's go to Scudetto.
We fit in the top 4. The form. It's not like we're getting lucky with these results. I think barring some humongous meltdown or a humongous injury crisis, I think Milan gets a little bit more respect now in Serie A. I think we should go for that Scudetto. And if we do make Europa League, look, it's another trophy. Rotate. I get it. Yeah, you start rotating. You bought these players for a reason. Live and die by the players that you rotated, right? So
that's it.
Let's go.
Maybe Castillejo might make no, he's not convocado. Steve, Brioshki, your feel good moment of the week. Anything come to mind?
Oh, I forgot. You go first.
I gotta go with Gasparini with saying it's like I was surprised to see such a strong Milan come up. They played well, and he's got that cringe smile over there. It's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And this is like, it just made me feel good to hear him say that, and he's just cringing from over there. It's like, I liked it. And somebody made a meme of it's Pioli's head but dancing a la Gasparini, so that made me feel good. I love my Android box. I go watch all those the Italians, because Fubo. Sorry, Fubo, you're not giving me any after match or mid match commentary. So gotta take a little shot there. And no, guys, it's not Fubu like Steve would like to say, not the clothing line from the '90s. It's Fubo TV. But Steve, Brioshki.
Brioshki has to be. I'm gonna give it finally to Leao. I think he deserves it. I
going on
feel,
over
I
here?
feel, I feel happy for him. You know, he's contributing. He's not doing too many.
Did you notice how much he was tracking back? I'm
Yeah,
sorry to cut you off. We were talking about is like, but how's Leao? No laziness, always tracking back, and it's like it was nice to see.
yeah. I think now he just needs to continue moving forward. Forget about whatever happened in the past. Just move forward. Have fun. You know, it would have been nice. I know Portugal's in this Nations League too. Would have been nice. I don't know if he did get called up. Would have been nice for his confidence too. That would have been something completely opposite than Tonali, just because he's played in the senior team once before. He also played in the U21. It would be nice for Leao. But look, yeah, I know Fuji's and Funyuns. Hell is freezing over, but again, I have to give credit to where credit is due.
For
He's
this
been
game, yeah.
very surprising, and this game, I think he was the man of the match for me, because he did a lot of good things against an Atalanta team that it can be punishing at times. So.
Imagine
The
would have scored
smile is
that.
back. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
imagine he
smile
would
is
have
back.
scored that goal with that bicycle kick, Steve. That place would have gone unglued, and it would
Yeah,
have
and
been
if
a
that would have
highlight
went in,
for
I
years to come.
bet you they would have went to VAR with that one. Guaranteed they would have went to VAR. Guaranteed.
Uh, and the indigestion of the week. Anything that got to you, CP?
The stupid Serie A again. So
No,
Serie
they
A,
did something bad. So yeah, Steve.
yeah. So I'm gonna give it to Serie A because Serie A, and I tweeted it out after this weekend. A fantastic weekend of soccer ended up with a great game. In Occa's Milan won, but for even the neutral with Atalanta Milan doesn't get the credit that it gets because of some donkeys and idiots that support Fiorentina, supposedly support Fiorentina, and again, racist comments towards Koulibaly and Naples after the game. Now, if Serie A is
It's bad. We have to
wondering
talk about this every fucking
why
week.
why they can't get a huge TV deal, example. If Serie A ask themselves why players decide to leave, I know some people are saying players leave because of money. Yes, but they also would rather not come to the soccer field and get yelled at by idiotic people that are left in the Stone Age. Not even in the Stone Age. I'm disrespecting the Stone Age. I'm disrespecting the Stone Age by saying they were racist in the Stone Age. They didn't even know what racism was in the Stone Age, and that was probably the best times that we lived in our lives.
Let's put the perfect example, Steve. What happened during England when those kids got racistly abused by their own people? Was that news heard all around the world, and people coming together to support these guys? And those people are found in, who knows, outside of Italy, Koulibaly gets those racist chants.
Yeah.
Who
So
get
we had Mike Mangione at the Juve Stadium. Again, they really didn't do anything. Juve found
the guy
them.
came forward.
Exactly, came forward, and Juve looked like the knight in shining armor that they brought them to justice. Firenze, Rocco Comiso said that we don't really understand what he said. I'm still a bit confused.
Rocco's a bit
But
special.
no one at Serie A has the balls, and I'm gonna call out everybody now here. So here, us, Vinny, we do Milan Weekly Podcast. We do it for fun. Again, I've said this before, guys. we're not gonna make it anywhere. Where this is not gonna go viral. Koulibaly is not gonna see this. I'm not doing this for him to see. But there is people that they are on they are on TV. They do have a lot of followers and a lot of subscription. Guys, talk about this. Talk about this and have some balls. Have some balls to talk about Serie A and how much they are in the Stone Age. I'm gonna go to the Caucho guy, what's his name, Bonetti, Marco IFTV. Who's on that show anymore now on the Paramount show? You're doing it in the States. You're doing it in the States. Start talking about it. And you know what? I get that they pay your paycheck, but if you don't do this in a position of power,
they're not doing anything in Italy.
Exactly, they're not doing anything in Italy. So maybe this is a way that we start talking about this stuff, and it's not gonna come from me and you, Vinny. We can try, and we do, but it's not gonna come from us, unfortunately. People that do have that platform, it's not a tweet, guys. Tweet, you're not accountable for the tweet. Go out there in front of a camera and say it. And say it. People doing podcasts, people on TV, people writing. They gotta write. They gotta say it. Serie A, if you do not fix this, you will fail. We will not have a Serie A in 10 years from now if we do not fix this TV right deal.
And the people in the stands that hopefully one day the more people talk about it is that if they would be around the guy that
this has
you
to
point
be
and you get him right away.
Exactly.
Not let's shut our mouths. We didn't see anything like a bunch of Italians that we are, right?
100%. Not no, I don't know that guy. No, it's him.
No, it's him. It's that motherfucker right there.
Yeah, it has to stop. It has to stop because you can go through all the highlights and what a fantastic goal and what it is. On the newspaper, it's gonna be Koulibaly. Exactly like today. Go on today, little articles here, little articles there, boom. Koulibaly, racist chants from Firenze. Does that make sense? Then what can this league possibly do to advance?
It's just the sad state of affairs because we keep
and
on talking about this every single week, and it's like
we did it purposely. Yeah, we did it purposely, right? I mean, we didn't want to talk about this at the beginning of the show.
No, I know.
The whole show.
Yeah,
someone who makes it to the end, or we take this clip and we post it, and don't be scared. I don't care. I don't care that they get mad, they get angry. Paramount, what's Paramount gonna do? Come to my house and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're making fun of us." No, I couldn't give two flying fucks. But I'm not scared to say it. They have to be stopped. These people have to be stopped. We are in the 21st century. We are in 2021. We're going to 2022, and we still have this problem.
Guys, let's put it this way. Things like LGBTQ, right? What knowledge did we have about this community? I can only speak myself 30 years ago, right? Not much, but hearing people talking about it, that okay, well, you know what? It's like this, and you change your way of thinking, and that's the way it goes. And I'm just using that as an example where now this is just like there's a story, we're gonna bury it, and now you know what, Steve? I'm gonna give you another we have 2 weeks off. By week 9, 10, we're gonna have another episode, and it's gonna be like, what a shame, and then it's gonna be the same thing.
This is gonna be swept under the rug now. 2 weeks of international play. Some other story will trump this story in terms of it's not gonna get out there anymore. And what's gonna happen? We're gonna week 9 or 10. We say week 9 or 10 another episode.
And it's unfortunate because let's not kid ourselves. It doesn't just happen in Italy. It happens all over the world, but I think especially say maybe in England, they squash it when they see it and doesn't have to make headlines. So get together, people, point that out. This day and age is like, oh, mind your own business. No, fuck you, man. These are not things. It's 2021, and if you think racism is about to go away, we got a long way to go. But if nobody's gonna step up and do anything,
yeah, and this doesn't happen in other leagues. This happened if this happens in the NFL, NFL is not perfect. But sponsors will get the hell out of there. Sponsors will move.
Yeah. Look, saying like, look, you can SMS a steward in England and tell them there's racist chants coming from that side there. Maybe stuff like Italy needs to get get into the 21st century. It just doesn't make sense. But you know what? I just don't want to talk about this anymore, because even though it's good to give it attention, but it just seems that we're a fucking redundant record, and it's not Vinny T and Stevie P. They're gonna change Serie A if you want to have job applications.
I know what, and I thought about that.
I know you did.
We've gone other shows where I don't want to give them this platform, and but then I thought to myself, if I don't say anything, am I any better? That person who's standing next to that guy and he's screaming those racist things, by him not saying anything to him, is he any better?
No. Same. It's
in the end, no. And as a father, do I ever want my son to say something like that? Absolutely not.
And for me, you know what, I'm just gonna join you on that one there. It's definitely the indigestion of the week on that one. And let's end on a good note, Steve. We got 2 weeks off. Now we have a Nations Cup. We have Champions League on the 19th. And the Patreon, listen up. I'm going to post it after. I'm going to be trying something completely different. We will do a Patreon special right after the Champions League game, just to get your emotions. So give a time to the people from Europe, all around the world, to be there on time. So I'm going to let you guys know on the 19th. And Steve, then we play on the following Saturday. We shall see each other next Monday. And any closing words, Stevie P?
Let's continue like this. Stupid international break at a really dumb time. I hate it. But again, the Nations Cup, I'm going to be switching over to Azzurri Zip Up and Forza Azzurri and Forza Milan.
Nations Cup, Confederations Cup, Conference Cup, ma il calcio è il del popolo. Ovunque e sempre, guys.
Forza Milan!
Thanks for joining.